Hi everyone, Ed Robertson, hoping you're enjoying the holiday weekend. We are taking a few days off ourselves, and we'll be back with a brand new edition of TV Confidential next week. In the meantime, we thought we'd bring you what we'll call a blast from the past, an excerpt from one of our conversations that you may have heard before, but probably haven't heard in a long time. We hope you'll enjoy.
This portion of TV Confidential is brought to us by our friends at Front Porch Realty, the community of realtors in the Northern Bay Area of California that is committed to finding the solution that is best for their clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to sell or lease your property in Northern California, call Karen Strain at 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com for more information on how they can help you.
Charles, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about some of your famous television themes. It seems like every song has a story. That's certainly the case with so many of the great songs that you talk about in your book, including the theme to The Love Boat.
Well, Love Boat was a movie before it was a television series. We did a few Love Boat from the days of the 2-hour movies, ABC Movie of the Week, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
We did a few Love Boat movies, and then ABC picked it up for a 1-hour season, regular show. When it was on the air as a movie, I had written the theme just with an orchestra, as an instrumental theme. And when we were going to series, I said to Aaron Spelling, why don't we get a lyric? And then the song could be sung. It'd be a great way to introduce the main title. And he loved it. He said, well, who would you get? I said, Paul Williams would be fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a great lyricist, and we had just started to work together. And so Paul came up with this great lyric, and I went to Aaron Spelling's office to play the theme for him on a demo that I had made, a demo recording.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very excited when I walked into the office, but he had no way for me to play the song. He didn't have a tape machine, a cassette machine. And I said, all right, I'll do it live. Let's find a piano. We're in a lot of 20th Century Fox. There's a lot of pianos around. Anyway, his secretary couldn't find one piano. So now that's a dilemma, right? You want to play a song for
Yeah.
What do you do? So I said, all right, Aaron, here goes. Love, exciting and new.
So you did it a cappella.
Aboard, the love boat. Anyway, I snapped my fingers, and I sang a cappella, and when I finished, he said, I like it.
For a song like Love Boat, Charles, a cappella would have worked. I can't imagine that would have worked if you had, say, done the theme to Wonder Woman.
You're probably right. Wonder Woman really needs that percussiveness underneath it.
Exactly. We mentioned in our open that your music such as the theme to The Love Boat or the theme to Happy Days or the theme to Laverne and Shirley, they not only bring us back to the 1970s, but they make us hearken for it's like a great theme song, and you were so good at this, Charles. A great theme song not only tells the story of the show, in many cases in 60 seconds or less, but it puts you in the mood to watch those shows, and because television is so different today, that's no longer the case.
You're exactly right. We used to have more of an opportunity to put listeners in the mood, not only with the music and songs, if possible, but even with the whole look, the visual look of the cycle. They just don't do that anymore. I think that the networks are afraid they're going to lose their audience if they take a minute out. But in fact, that minute that they take out is very often what we remember back to when we think of certain periods in our life. The beginning of Mission Impossible, or way before when I was growing up, Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett.
That's right.
Those are when you heard the Davy Crockett theme song, you ran to the television. Well, that's always my job. When I do a theme for television show, I want an audience who maybe is taking a break for a second in between shows to hear my theme, and could be in the refrigerator reading the refrigerator, and hear the theme. Oh, I want to see that show.
That's right.
That's that instant, the instant remembering of how you like to see the certain shows. And of course, when you do that, I see a show when it's brand new. You never know how it's going to develop. It could be around for a year or 10 or 12 years, as some of my shows have been. So I always take that into consideration, because the other two things you have to do with the show, the theme song, is you have to be able to use it through the series as scoring, so it ties to connect the musical links in. So it has to have that ability, and adaptability, and it also has to sound fresh, even 8 years away, 10 years away. It has to sound like it's still a welcome friend, as opposed to, oh my God, I'm getting tired with that,
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to the TV Confidential podcast. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing to the TV Confidential podcast, or better yet, give us a review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, or wherever you listen to our podcast. One more item. If you're starting a company, particularly one that is in an emerging market, you know that averting any sort of legal dispute is crucial to your business plan. Our friends at Tectonic Law offer an array of services that can help you avoid and preempt future litigation while also developing and protecting your intellectual property and intangible assets. Tectonic Law serves the needs of a host of emerging industries throughout California and beyond, including industrial designers, beverage makers, artists, farmers, retail stores, health practitioners, wellness experts, cosmetics manufacturers, nonprofit organizations, innovators in sustainable practices, and libraries. Go to tectoniclaw.com to learn more about how Tectonic Law can help your business thrive. tectoniclaw.com. Rock solid representation for groundbreaking industries.